Alrighty, YouTube Niner Empire. First half just finished. Jake Moody barely just made that 30 or I believe a 35-yard field goal attempt. Um, Barely snuck in the upright. Jake Moody is actually 2 for 2 today, so that's always good when we're hitting our field goals. But either way, first half, I thought we played well. I definitely think some of the penalties that we had in the first half kind of came at pretty bad times, but we're up 13-3. Um, we are stopping the run game like very very well today. Other than a couple big plays from Dearness Johnson in the second quarter, I thought the defense are is playing pretty well against the run. I've noticed Jacksonville is kind of utilizing the dink and dunk to the running backs and some screen passes and short passes Jacksonville's doing, trying to get obviously yards after the catch. So they've kind of attacked that a lot. It's worked for Jacksonville in portions of the first half, but yeah, I think the 49ers have played fine. I think they've played with discipline. Defensive line finally waking up. I believe they have 3 or 4 sacks total on the day so far, including a Chase Young and Nick Bosa strip sack, where they teamed up to sack Trevor Lawrence that resulted in a strip sack from Nick Bosa. That was a sight to see. That's the type of things and the type of plays that this 49ers team needs to continue to do going into the second half. But yeah, Chase Young debut is his presence is felt on that 49ers defensive line. Javon Hargrave has a sack. I believe Bosa, Armstead, and Chase Young all combined for a sack as well in the first half or in the first quarter. So the defensive line has finally waked up and they're playing, how they should be playing. And I think with Chase Young, I can definitely tell, Jacksonville's running backs ETN, Bigsby, and Johnson are kind of being limited when it comes to the outside run. So I think great defensive game plan and play calling from Steve Wilks so far at halftime. I think there's definitely some holding penalties we have to kind of I guess not continue to do, or I mean we have to watch some of the holding penalties. I know Charvarius Ward was even called for an illegal contact. I personally didn't agree with that call. I mean, it is the referee has to make a call. I get that, but I think nowadays you guys know how it is. The referees seemingly don't let the corners and the wide receivers play. They're gonna call really anything. Kind of wasn't surprised. I didn't personally disagree with it. But Charvarius Ward then had a batted down ball in the end zone, so he kind of made up for that illegal contact. I believe the illegal contact came before. But yeah, I think the 49ers are playing completely fine. I think there's obviously some things we need to clean up. We need to score touchdowns and not keep kicking field goals. This game is still a good game overall. I mean, we have to come out of the second half and start scoring touchdowns. We've been in the red zone a handful of times and it's resulted in field goals. So I think we have to put the ball in the end zone in the second half more. I thought the first touchdown from Purdy to Ayuk was a dangerous throw, but Ayuk ended up coming down with it. It looked like it honestly was a pretty tight window to fit that into. There were 2 Jacksonville defenders. Kittle was right in front of Ayuk on that touchdown. The Jacksonville defensive back jumped too early, or else he would have probably had an interception if it wasn't for Kittle batting it down, because we know Kittle does do that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the 49ers have played fine. Obviously, there's some things we need to clean up. We need to start scoring points. Defense, has to continue to get to Trevor Lawrence, get sacks, not just pressures. And then as far as the dink and dunk game for the Jaguars, I'm sure Steve Wilkes will adjust to that in the second half. Like I said, I mean, Jacksonville at this point is just going to Evan Ingram, ETN, Dearness Johnson in the short passing game, and they're able to bust off good runs. So we kind of have to limit that as well, the short passing game for Jacksonville. But yeah, other than that, I thought, and I think the 49ers have played fine. Again, a 10-point lead's always good going into halftime, but, had the 49ers scored a touchdown on that last drive before half, I know the penalty killed us, but, had they score a touchdown, we're looking at up 14 points going in, to halftime. So we got to start scoring touchdowns. I think that's one of the biggest things for this 49ers offense moving forward for the remainder of this game. I think Jacksonville has played well red zone defense-wise. So, again, I mean, overall, a fine game played by the Niners so far. Again, I'd like to score more points. I'd like to stop that dink and dunk action between Trevor Lawrence and the running backs and Evan Ingram. But, yeah, I think, obviously, too, Fred Warner, you could arguably give him the game ball for the first half. Fred Warner has been all over the field as he, usually is, playing sideline to sideline, swarming. He's been a big help in the run defense as well. So, I don't expect anything different from Fred Warner. That's the type of player he is. But yeah, score points in the second half and continue to get sacks, limit that dink and dunk game, and the 49ers can come out of here with a win.